power.
The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy. Them who anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I been. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadamawe grumabe atela Higzag beer Tanayistalin Abba shante 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 Kadamawe grumabe atela where twos and threes meeting in the name of the Most High Jah. And that's so Jaja there. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain same way. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is saved. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I says unto your name, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negusto Negusto Danielam. Komaya Sataya. Aimana Pio 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 Aya. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And remember, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I give thanks. Oh, Mau Sobolisa. I don't know what it was a sick player for. And I give thanks. Oh, Mau Sobolisa. Akpe. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black RASTA. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot rests on the fire, there is something very sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types and shapes and sizes find their way into the black pot. Putting aside all their differences, and they are subjected to some amount of heating that produces food. Now the food does not even benefit the ingredients, neither does it benefit the black pot. It benefits us the eaters. Same way, we have to all be selfless, put aside our differences, and come to interplay so we can produce development. And interestingly, in fact, very, very interestingly, the black pot represents the continent of Africa. It's so symbolical of the continent of Africa, and the ingredients in the black pot represent us. So we need to come together, selflessly planting trees. I'm speaking in parables. Trees that we know we will not live long enough to sit under the shade of, or even enjoy the fruits thereof. But we know the coming generations will benefit from that selflessly. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, and here we speak truth to power. We normally would not criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build. Yes, and not to destroy. We are in the service of God and country. Remember, we are on YouTube. Our name is Black Empire Media. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, click on the notification button so that every day you would watch some of these wonderful things that we give up to you. And make sure you comment, share your ideas, and let the whole world get to know that Africa is on the move. We are live on Pan-African TV, also live on Loud Silence TV. We are super live on Black Empire TV. And the interesting thing is that we are also on Ghana Web TV. Do business with us. Our numbers are scrolling on your screens. Oh gosh, do business with us. Let us push Hook, line, and sinker. The product that you want to advertise, make the money, so we make the money too. This is what will keep us moving with all the energy. Support the orphan. And who is the orphan? The truth. It stands alone. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodomo. And here we speak truth to power. First story I'm looking at today is rolling on your screens. And what does it say? Watch it. Shortage of children's vaccines in Ghana. Remember, only a few days ago, we looked at shortage of oxygen at the TTH, Tamale Teaching Hospital. A lot of patients are dying. The other day, it was Bimbila, where electricity was totally cut off from the hospital. And corpses in the morgue were rotting up. And even patients were dying. Today is the Tamale Teaching Hospital. So many people have died so far. They were counting on a private supplier in the Tamale market. He also ran out of oxygen. And the patients are at the mercy of the carelessness and the selfishness of the state. Sad. Today, shortage of children's vaccines in the whole of Ghana. Run the story. Watch it. And this is from Graphic Online. And that's the national communicator. That's how serious it is. This is a government newspaper. And it says what? Routine child immunization vaccine shortage hits Ghana health facilities. Ghana health facilities. Come here, let's look at that. Watch me. There is a widespread shortage of some vaccines used for routine immunization of babies from birth to at least 18 months. The situation has the potential to increase the vulnerability of children to the diseases the vaccines seek to protect them against. Under the routine vaccination program, Basil Calmette Guerin, BCG, a vaccine for tuberculosis, that's TB disease, oral polio vaccine, OPV, measles, rubella, meningitis, and diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, that's whooping cough, are administered. Vaccines against polio, hepatitis B, and Haemophilus influenza type B, that's DPT, hepatitis B, and HIV-1, and 6 infectious diseases that are particularly dangerous to babies are also amongst those administered. Daily graphic checks with health facilities in the capitals of the Greater Accra, Western, Central, Upper West, Bono, Eastern, and Upper East regions confirm the situation. Listen, we have 12 regions in Ghana. And look at those that were checked, and they all confirmed this. They checked with this, and they all confirmed that. Which ones? Greater Accra, the capital, Western, Central, Upper West, Bono, Eastern, and Upper East. 7 regions out of the 12 have confirmed. The other ones haven't confirmed yet. It doesn't mean that they will not confirm. Our correspondents who checked on the situation include Shelley Asiedu Adu, Central Region, Doche Komla Aklobotu, Western Region, Dorina Ando, and Jemima Okain Adey, Accra, and many more names from the graphic. They all checked. They are giving you the names so you can authenticate that. The Daily Graphic investigation followed a report about a month ago of erratic supply of vaccines to the regions of the north. Since the middle of last year, it always starts with the north. If they want to alienate any part of Ghana, they start with the north. No wonder you hear some people say, oh, the northerners are not part of Ghana, they are part of Burkina Faso. We hear some careless people say that. Sometimes they also say, oh, the Volta region is not part of Ghana. You know, they belong to Togo or some other such place. Some careless people say that. If a nation must develop, it must develop equally. If a nation must think and talk We must have everybody whose heart beats for everybody. Each one for all, and the Most High for us all. But when we live in a polarized political environment, it is so sad. Some of the utterances we hear, and they go a long way to demean peace and even comfort for the people. Watch it. Now, the Central Hospital in Tamale closed down its pediatric unit last year due to an outbreak of measles. Can you believe that? The Tamale Central Hospital decided to close down the children's department because there was an outbreak of measles and they had no vaccines. So children should go home and die. Measles can kill in no time. Remember the 6 childhood killer diseases. Diphtheria, whooping cough, measles is one of those. Now, the regional directorate of the Ghana Health Service recorded 15 suspected cases in that region alone with no deaths. The regional health director, Dr. Brema Baba Abubakari, however, insisted that there were enough vaccines to fight the disease. However, checks at the time in the region prior to the arrival of those vaccines showed that out of the 13 vaccines for routine immunization, only 2, tetanus and tuberculosis, were in stock. Dash it away and come here. This is sad. Politicians would always manipulate the people. They would get their stooges in these hospitals to come out and tell the whole world, oh, we have the vaccines, they are okay. If you had the vaccines, why was the children's department closed down? The pediatric unit is so barbaric. It tells that our country has descended lower than a plantain or cassava republic. It's a failed country. How can you be short of some of these basic medicines? Gas, oxygen, you can't find in these hospitals, and people are dying in their droves. And in that region, the moment you are dead, they bury you that same time. They bury you quickly. In the northern region, it looks like the death certificate is so much an emergency than even the outdooring certificate of a child or the birth certificate. Go to any hospital in the northern region. The moment a man dies, the whole area comes there. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wala ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamdu. They are looking for the death certificate. The moment they get it, no delay, they are going to bury you. No post-mortem. A lot of Muslim communities are not interested in post-mortem. They say it's God who gives and it's God who has taken. Why do you have to investigate the death? My brother, post-mortem is important. You know what it does? It tells the cause of the death. God has given us wisdom to be able to study medicine and science. Once we are able to do this post-mortem, we are able to prevent other deaths. But there are a lot of Muslims who believe that man cannot prevent any death. If God says you should die, you die. So it's already a sin for a man to try and investigate why somebody has died. For them is shirk. It means you are partnering God with little divine outfits. So in these areas, no post-mortem. The moment the doctor says post-mortem, no, they don't want to hear it. Some of them will pay the doctor so much bribe so that post-mortem will not be done. And they don't care about the bribe. That bribe is okay, but the post-mortem is not okay. Do you know how many Muslims have been buried alive? All because of the so-called no post-mortem. There is something called the Lazarus effect. Every doctor knows that. Somebody may be seen as dead, but they leave them there for some time before you realize life comes into this person. It happened at the Takrady Hospital just last year. We saw the Lazarus effect. A woman who was taken there by the husband because she was sick was pronounced dead on arrival. It came out that the doctor on duty was inundated with so many accident cases that night, and he was alone on duty. So he didn't take time to look at the patients. Oh, quick, oh, you are dead. Oh, you go. Oh, your pulse is off. Oh, go. But hey, mortuary man, these are the dead ones. Mortuary man decided to come and bury this woman in the fridge. But he had to go and drink apetishi first. And when he drank his ogogru and came, he saw the woman sitting down naked. He had already removed the woman's things. They put her in the fridge naked. So she was naked, waiting to be buried in the depths of the fridge. Mortuary man comes in, and this is the woman sitting down there. Mortuary man, with all his vim, ran out. In my village, you know what the mortuary man would do? He would bring a hammer. So we bay here, why bay for bam! And the following day, he will go out and say that a ghost threatened him. And because he had juju, he had to kill the ghost again for the second time. That hammer, every mortuary man has it in my village. They call it the ghost hammer. So there's nothing like Lazarus effect where I come from in the north. Once the doctor says you are dead, that's it. You dare not live again. Ghost hammer. Wham! Shegia tabatatia di baba. Shegia. Mutukumato. My brother, these are the modern times. We degrade God so much when we behave like people with no brains. God created us and gave us brains. So every time we don't have to run to him. We should use our brains to be able to survive. But some people refuse to think. Post-mortems are important. Right now, science has developed to a certain point where your pulse alone cannot be used to tell that you are dead or your heartbeat. No, they check for electricity in your brain. If you don't have that, then it means that you probably are really dead. Only God knows how many of our Muslim brothers and sisters are still in their graves crying for somebody to remove them because they were buried alive. How did I veer into that? Shortage of children's vaccines in Ghana. And this is a country that says that it is the gateway to Africa. Vaccines, you don't have that. Remember, it was the same health minister who ran all the way to the Arab land, was able to recruit terrorists to supply us with Sputnik V. He didn't do due diligence in parliament before going there. We had to struggle and ask the terrorists to bring back the money after a Norwegian journalist exposed this rot. Why are you playing with our health? Is the answer far-fetched? Come here, I'll give you the answer. Come here. The answer is not far-fetched. When these people are sick, they find solace in American hospitals, Chinese hospitals, South African hospitals, so they don't care about building the hospitals. After all, they put their money where their mouth is. That statement is very real. You put your money where your mouth is. In other words, if they build these hospitals, they will not benefit from that. They would rather go to American hospitals, English hospitals, Japanese hospitals, Chinese hospitals, and not this. How many of these politicians go to our hospitals? They know they are death traps. They employ mortuary men who use the ghost hammer. They employ doctors who are not ready to work. You post a doctor all the way to my village in Pesingpe or Salaga. From Accra, he doesn't want to go. You force him. He's waiting to move all the way, brain drain, to America and work. Whilst he's working, he goes to Pesingpe and he looks at the place. He signs as if he was there, but he's not there. People are dying. Yet they swore a vow to uphold human life. What happened to that vow? This is a dirty country. Come here. Very dirty-minded leaders in power. All the children who are catching diseases and dying. their ghost would haunt all of you out of power. You wicked agents. All of them will chase you one after the other. And after we put pressure on them, this is what they said. Look at this. He says what? Childhood vaccine shortage. Some will be available in 2 weeks. Oh, Jesus. And this is Ghana Health Service assuring, giving false hopes to the people. Listen. Oh, it's true, the vaccines are short, but some will be available next 2 weeks. These are the people who voted into power. How did they sit for these vaccines to get finished? If they were able to sit down and watch coronavirus vaccines that got expired, then they can sit down and watch the whole thing run dry. You know your best bet? Eat good food. And good food is not pizza. Good food is not a punch and cracker. Good food is a balanced diet. Eat more fruits. Eat dawa dawa. Eat food that gives you life. If I may suggest, eat a plant-based diet. I'm vegetarian. I won't boast that I will live for 500 years. But I know that if I do go down, I will go down on very good health basis. Anytime I go to a doctor and he checks me up, he screams, "What have you been eating?" Stop eating pork. Stop eating animals. They love their lives just like you. When you are slaughtering the cow, look at how he cries. That's why the Prophet of Islam said, before you slaughter them, don't show them the knife. Show them humanity. Give them water to drink. When they don't suspect that you slaughter them, why do you even slaughter them? Eat a plant-based diet. And see if you will need all these agents to come around with their deadly poisonous vaccines.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot, Coco Show.